what's up, CrossFitters? Coach Justin here, the WOD nutritionist. Here at CBG, we help you lose body fat, build muscle, and crush your WODs without tracking macros. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button if you're just joining the channel, as we come out with weekly YouTube videos and free information for you guys to reach your goals, especially if you're doing 4 to 5 WODs every single week. Now, today's topic is going to be about body recomposition, or as I like to call it, the Swole Grail. Body recomposition is where we're losing body fat and building muscle at the same time. Justin, Mr. WOD nutritionist, what the hell are you talking about? How can I do both of those things at the same time? I'm going to show you exactly how to do it and teach you more about changing your body composition in the next 7 to 8 minutes than you've learned in your entire life. And you'll be able to take some of these tools and implement them into your life immediately so that you can start looking like you CrossFit. So at first, people really believed 10 years ago that body recomp was not possible, just like they thought 10 years ago that tracking macros was sustainable. And both of these things I've been preaching for a really long time, that tracking macros is not going to be the end solution for you to maintain the results that you work hard for and help you look like you CrossFit. And 2, that body recomposition is entirely possible for almost anyone. People laughed at me for years, and not nearly as many people are laughing now. So who we originally thought body recomposition was for people that were genetically gifted and hit the genetic lottery, people that were obese and had large amounts of body fat, also people that were untrained, athletes and people that never really worked out in their life are better candidates for body recomp, and also people on anabolic steroids. Now, more and more literature comes out daily, weekly, monthly, that body recomposition is possible for almost anyone. And in fact, I would argue that as a CrossFitter doing 4 to 5 watts per week, body recomposition should be your goal. Not losing body fat, not building muscle, but actual body recomposition. And I'm going to go over why, myths about body recomp, and what steps you can start to implement over the next 3 to 6 months to actually start looking like you CrossFit. So the first thing that I want to go over is strength training. This is step number 1 if you're looking to actually achieve body recomposition. How do you actually implement this as a CrossFitter? In our CrossFit gyms, we usually don't have enough strength training. Typically, we're doing 4 to 5 metcons per week with sprinkled in gymnastics work and sprinkled in strength training, a back squat 5x5, something like this. Now, in order to actually build muscle, which is a huge component of the body recomposition process, we need to focus not on strength training, but also linear progressions and progressive overload. Now, at our CrossFit gym, we're not getting a lot of this because we only have 1 hour of time to get in the amount of work that our coaches want us to get in, which ultimately is to get us better at CrossFit. If we want to achieve body recomp, we need to incorporate strength training independently and on our own. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. And if you want our free strength guide, it's a 12-week cycle that has linear progressions in it and progressive overload. Go ahead and comment the word strength training on our Instagram DMs so we can get that to you for free. Now, progressive overload. What is progressive overload? Progressive overload is like leveling up in a video game. You cannot stay at the same place and expect your body to change. And so what I like to incorporate is 2 to 3 days of strength training, also with the 4 to 5 WODs I do per week. Now, in order to incorporate progressive overload into your life and into your strength training, there are a few things you need to consider. One way, each week, increase the weight that you're using. So you keep the reps and the sets the same, but you increase the weight. Another way to incorporate progressive overload is to increase the number of sets, but keep the reps and the weight the same. And then lastly, you can keep the sets the same, but increase the total number of reps and keep the weight the same. All 3 of those things are considered progressive overload. Now, it's not the only way to incorporate progressive overload. Another way is to do drop sets. Drop sets are where you're doing an exercise like bicep curls and then immediately drop to a lower weight in bicep curls to fatigue or to failure. Supersets is my favorite way to incorporate some progressive overload, which would include picking 2 exercises for the same body part, such as dumbbell hammer curls and barbell regular curls, and supersetting them together, meaning you do a set of dumbbell curls and then with a little bit of rest, go and do the barbell curls afterwards. Those are all ways to increase progressive overload. And then also keep in mind, as we improve in ranges of motion, that's also one way to incorporate more progressive overload into our actual workouts, meaning squatting deeper or getting a more fuller range of motion when we do exercises from week to week. And this is for somebody, especially with maybe more mobility restrictions, we can see improvements on. So So if you want to build muscle and lose body fat at the same time, you have to do strength training, and that strength training can't be random. Random strength training, random results. You actually need to incorporate progressive overload. Talk to a coach nearby you and at your gym if you don't know how to incorporate this correctly so that they can support you in reaching these goals. And don't waste your time doing something that does not work. We don't want our efforts diminished. So that is step number 1. Step number 2 is we have to eat. Nobody reaches body recomp in a calorie deficit and not eating enough and eating like a bird. We have to eat enough over time and consistently if we're planning to lose body fat and build muscle at the same time. What I personally recommend is for us to be around our maintenance level of calories. Our maintenance level of calories are going to allow to give us body enough support to fuel our training, to lose the body fat that we need, and to replace that body fat with muscle mass. And so in order to get the right number of calories that you need, I personally like to use my body weight times 14. And this is a equation very simply that we use at the very start for all of the clients that enter into our CBG program. And so if you want to lose body fat and build muscle, you need to be at maintenance calories, take your body weight, multiply it by 14, and that's the calorie target that you should have daily. If this is confusing to you, you need accountability. You really want to make sure that all your efforts are going in the right place and you want to look like you CrossFit in the next 90 days, go ahead, click the notes below. You'll see a link to book a call with my team. We have 4 spots open and enrolling into our body recomp program, and I have selected slots to chat with a few of you this week. So if you're interested, go ahead and click that link and book a call to see if we can help you. Now, the third step is we can't just determine only the calories. We also have to determine the macronutrients. The right macronutrient balance and breakdown is going to allow for us to lose body fat and build muscle at the same time. So Justin, what is my breakdown of my macros? What I recommend is to start with protein. Protein is the most important macronutrient for CrossFitters, and so we need enough protein for muscle repair, muscle recovery, so that we can build the muscles through a process known as protein muscle synthesis. Now, without enough protein, we don't feel satiated and we're likely to binge and eat foods that we don't need, which is going to put on unwanted body fat as well. The thermic effect of food of protein is also benefiting you when it comes to losing body fat, and so protein is a really major hack and is one hell of a drug. So what's the right amount of protein for me? Usually we range between 0.7 and 1 gram per pound of body weight. This is a recommendation, and if you struggle with your protein goal, start on the lower end of this range. Remember, the most important thing is not hitting your protein goal on a specific day of the week, but hitting your protein goal consistently day by day. If you miss your protein goal, no worries, nothing's gonna happen. Just make sure you hit it the following day. So that's how you hit your protein goal. In order to know the right amount of protein, carbs, and fats in order to reach your body recomp goals, go to our Instagram and DM me the word AI. Me and my team have taken the past 6 to 8 months to develop AI generated blueprint where you put in your information about how many WODs you do per week, your body weight, your height, your age, all of your metrics, and it gives you the right calories, macros, and the breakdown into portion sizes that you need to develop your own AI blueprint so that you know exactly what to eat, when to eat, and how much without tracking macros. Head over to our Instagram, DM me the word AI, and my team will send you this blueprint entirely for free. So that is step number 3. Step number 4 is sleep. We can't expect to recover from this intense training we're doing, the progressive overload, and eating the right things, all culminated into one major process for body recomp if we're not even recovering from it. We need to make sure we're eating consistently throughout the day, and we need to make sure we're training, but we need to make sure we're also putting that me time in place for us to de-stress and relax. And a big major part of that is sleep. And a lot of people that struggle with recomp will do everything right, but sleep 7 hours or less per night. We need to incorporate 8+ hours of sleep per night to get enough deep sleep required for muscle recovery and also hormone regulation. We can't have our hormones out of whack and expect that we're actually going to transform our body completely in the ways that we want. Now, sleep is very, very confusing if you're not getting enough. It can be very daunting and it can be very dragging within your workouts and in your life. So what I recommend is to think about the 3 ways that are preventing you from getting enough sleep. Number 1, it's because you have a terrible bed night routine. You go to bed at random times of the night. You don't have a bed night routine where you brush your teeth, you read a little, you go to bed. Something that gets you into a flow state. Number 2 is latency. Latency is where you lay in bed, sleeping, and you can't really stay asleep. You're just sitting there and you can't, and when your head hits the pillow, you still just constantly have thoughts rambling in your mind. That's the second thing. The third thing as to why people don't sleep is because they frequently wake up throughout the night. You need to figure out the mechanism as to which one of those things are preventing you from sleeping enough so that you can reach these body recomposition goals. So step number 4, incorporate the right amount of sleep. And step number 5, consistency. I said it was simple, but I didn't say it was easy. It's gonna take some time to develop your body into changing in the ways that you want it to. You're gonna have to lose body fat and build muscle at the same time, and it's not gonna take a couple weeks. It's gonna take multiple months of consistent and hard work in building the right proper habits with your lifestyle, what you're eating, how much you're training, what type of training you're doing, and also sleeping enough. And so be patient. You're doing both things at the same time. You're not doing a little cut and doing a little bulk. You're not doing any of that. We're not bodybuilders. We're CrossFitters, and we're amazing candidates for body recomp if we implement these things. You can't just implement one and expect results. And this is where so many people fail. They just focus on eating the right amount of protein, but they don't do extra strength training, or they just do their strength training and they don't focus on nutrition. This is going to leave you stranded, and it's going to leave you in a place where you never actually see the results that you deserve to look like you CrossFit. So why is body recomp the goal that we have defined for almost everyone that starts our program? I'm going to tell you why, because I think body recomp is the perfect goal if you're doing 4 to 5 watts per week. Now, the reason, it's because body recomp has a specific advantage for those that are doing CrossFit. Number 1, you're not at a calorie deficit. You're not eating less calories than your body needs, and therefore you're more fueled for your workouts, and you have less of a risk of injury. Lots of risk of injury, and it's why CrossFitters get so injured. It's not because CrossFit is dangerous, but because they're not eating enough. So don't make this mistake. Eat enough and eat your maintenance calories to reach body recomp and stay fueled for your workouts. Number 2, body weight to performance ratio. Body weight to performance ratio is what we strive for as CrossFitters. At what body weight and body composition can we actually see the most gains? CrossFit requires not only to be strong, but also to be fast and also to have good muscular endurance. And so optimizing a right body weight to performance ratio is important. It's not just about your weight on the scale, but also your overall composition, your body fat percentage versus the lean body mass that you have. And so if we're doing body recomp, we're losing body fat. The advantage of losing body fat for CrossFitters is that their gymnastics become easier, our box jumps become easier, and our overall VO2 max increases. We're able to do higher cardiovascular output based events and improve that anaerobic and aerobic system. Number 2, with body recomp, we're also building muscle. Building muscle allows for further muscle fiber recruitment, which can get us stronger on the barbell. Deadlifts, even handstand push-ups, power cleans, squat cleans, snatches, you name it. Building more muscle allows for higher levels of strength. And so body recomp is the perfect goal for CrossFitters if you're doing 4 to 5 watts per week. You don't have to want to go to the games. You can just be doing 4 to 5 watts per week and want to finally feel confident in your body. Quit stressing about food. Quit stressing about you not feeling the way that you want to feel and looking the way that you want to look. You can actually finally get there. And so if you're interested in body recomp, like I said, we have a couple people that we're enrolling into our program over the next 2 weeks. You just have to qualify, and I'm opening up a couple spots on my schedule to speak with you personally. Go ahead and click the link below. You can go ahead and book a call with my team. If it's not time for you to involve yourself in a coaching program, but you're committed to getting results and you want more videos like this, go ahead and click that subscribe button below. I'm Justin, I'm the WOD nutritionist. I help you lose body fat, build muscle, and crush your WODs without tracking macros. And I will see you guys next week. Peace out.